Good morning everybody, who's ready to have a kick-ass day? I know I am. I have had the morning off because my first client is at 12:30 and then I'm pretty much back to back from 12:30 to 6, which is awesome. It's gonna be one hell of a day. I don't know if I'm gonna get time to eat. Well, I probably will. There's a few little mini breaks, but they're not like the breaks I've been having lately. I just wanted to have a little bit of a rant and talk to you guys about something that is really serious, and I've been talking to a few people in positions of authority about this. One of my friends is, well actually a few of my friends are in the legal and parliamentary professions, and with all that's come to light in the past couple weeks with domestic violence, I thought I would address it because a lot of people will notice that domestic violence is, if not more of a problem now, then it's more of a problem that has been being brought to light. And with the few cases of deaths that have happened recently in the media, like these, you have to remember these are only the ones that have been publicized. Death as a result of domestic violence does actually happen quite a bit, and it's quite devastating because there are a lot of people who aren't actually noticed or recognized, and their deaths are, I guess, in vain to that extent. Domestic violence happens more often than we care to mention and care to notice, because we like to think that, you know, once a woman's found a man, and I know this isn't true of everyone, but for the most part, once a woman finds a man, she very quickly becomes complacent and totally comfortable. And I've been in emotionally and physically abusive relationships before, and you do kind of just get stuck in this rut of I have to stay with this person, and you believe everything that they tell you. And these are people who are naturally wired to be manipulative and abusive, and you can't change that, and as a woman you like to think that you can, so you stick around. The reason I wanted to have a rant about this is because the laws for domestic violence aren't exactly perfect. Here in Queensland, if you get a domestic violence order or a restraining order, I guess you could call it, against someone, normally the legal system insists that it be a two-way order. So, you know, you can't go to the person that has the order against you and the person who has the order against you can't. Does that make sense? Like, say I get a restraining order against one of my ex-boyfriends, he can't see me and I can't see him either. And that is one of the most logical things ever. The other thing I think, because restraining orders, as we know, don't work. They just don't work. It would be lovely if they did work, and I think they could be worked on in order to work and to be used for the right reasons as well. The way the legal system works is they work in their best judgment to which seems safest, and it's kind of like a triage. So if someone comes to you and says, I'm not in immediate danger, then it's not an immediately assessed situation. However, if someone says, I'm not in immediate danger, but I am hurting myself because of a situation, then it becomes a situation. So the safety and the health of all individuals involved is taken into account, and I don't think that that's really being addressed correctly in these situations, because I think what they should be looking at, and like I said, I've been in emotionally and physically abusive relationships before, and I think one of the things that's kind of helped me since then is being strong and actually doing exercise and realizing that being a woman doesn't change the fact that you can do whatever the hell you want. So for women, I think nationally and globally, and not even just women who've been abused, but women just in general should be treated the same as men in terms of physical activity. And I think society as a whole has to change for a lot of reasons. That's one of the reasons that I want to learn how to teach self-defense to women, because that is so cool, and I feel like that would actually make a massive impact on the rate of women who are attacked, whether it be in a domestic violence situation or just in general. And that's not to say that men don't get attacked too, and I totally understand that. Women can be absolutely crazy bitches. I've kind of been guilty of this, and I know lots of my friends have been guilty of this. It's just a thing that happens. Like, I'm sorry. I would love to apologize for you. Violence isn't the answer. Violence isn't the answer, man. Peace, love, and rainbows. The other thing I was thinking, the whole order situation needs to be addressed. It's devastating that we've gotten to this point where these orders can be given out like nothing, or they can be rejected like they're nothing. They don't have any weight to them to an extent in situations of domestic violence where a woman has actually had the order put in place and then doesn't get access to the right tools to stay safe, whether that be staying in a shelter, getting, you know, like I don't know the ins and outs of this, but from what I know of these two situations, there was no assistance given. There was no hands-on actual assistance, and I think the people who have taken out restraining orders should be given assistance in a lot of areas. So like psychological, emotional, social, and physical strength, because these are the foundations of a strong human being who doesn't end up getting into these situations where they need to take a restraining order against someone. Yeah, so this has been a long rant, but the moral of the story is I'm absolutely devastated that this still happens. Women around Australia and around the world are still dying because of domestic violence, and that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And the laws themselves and the actual restraining orders themselves not being treated with the respect and the weight that they should be, because they're in some cases given out and they're not taken care of, or they're not given out and they're just like the situation is kind of made light of. So the whole thing needs a reform, and one of my clients who works in the courts has now moved to the domestic violence sector, and she said that it's changing massively, at least in Queensland. So I'm hopeful, and obviously, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, total change of government. One guy wanted to duel Tony Abbott, and Tony Abbott said 1v1 me IRL, and now we have a new Prime Minister. I don't really understand it. I'm a member of the Labour Party though, so that's a fun fact. There's just a lot of really devastating things happening in the world against women. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to editing vlogs and getting ready for work. And looking at myself in the screen and not in the camera. I'm sorry for not giving you eye contact. My hair looks really weird from this angle, but I swear it doesn't look so bad. See? Anyways, I feel like one of those emos. Yeah. The goths from like South Park. Did you guys ever watch South Park? Sorry, this hurts. Ow. Ow. Oh, my hand was hurting. Sorry. I'm gonna go. Alrighty guys, so I realized that after the rant that I had, I didn't really explain myself very well. All I really wanted to say is that the system is in place for the right reasons, and it's being used for the wrong reasons and not being used correctly. I could have saved you 8 minutes, and I'm sorry that I didn't. Apparently it is actually storming right now. I don't know where this came from. I don't have my umbrella on me. And yeah, people are near. But yeah, that was all I really wanted to say today. I haven't really got much else to say because I haven't really been eating very well because I've been depressed because I can't walk and I can't do a lot of things, and you know, I'm sure you guys can empathize with the fact that I've got a lot going on. So you guys will see me tomorrow. I hope you're having an amazing day or morning or evening or whatever time of day it is for you, and you'll see me then, okay? Good night.